Hi everyone, my name is Dave Broussard. I'm president and founder of Impact France. Impact France is a nonprofit organization based here in the U.S. That's dedicated to mobilizing prayer and facilitating giving to native French ministries. And I just want to take a quick moment to thank you so much for joining us in intercession and prayer for France for these last 3 weeks. That's the major part of one of our missions, right? Mobilizing prayer, and you have helped us to do that. But more than that, we have torn down strongholds. We have interceded to strengthen the body of Christ in France. I hope you've learned some things and gotten to know some ministries over this time that you can continue to intercede. In fact, I just got an email yesterday and the note said, hey, I have gone onto your website, impactfrance.org. I've gone onto that website and I've looked at our partners, the section Our Partners, and I have noted every single one of those, and I am going to pray for them for the rest of the year. I was blown away. I've never gotten an email quite like that, and so we were just rejoicing in that that fruit, one of many. And we want to hear more fruit. We want to hear about more fruit of what happened during this campaign. And there's only one way. There's only one way we can do that, and that is through your participation in a very short 3-minute survey that is going to do so much. I cannot overstate this. It does so much to help our organizational committee at Pray for France to actually hear more about what God's doing and respond to it. Hear from God, respond to it. You might have noticed there's a mobile guide this year. You can just pop it up on your phone and pray along. That is because so many people said, hey, I can't download the PDF. Can you help us? Text messages every day. Hey, I need a daily reminder. Can I sign up for something like that? So all of these things happen, but also there's a spot for testimonies in there. We want to hear how you prayed, what helped you to pray. The whole focus is how can we engage more people? How can we engage more people in deep prayer for France? If we can do that, we win, right? And so as I'm thanking you and encouraging you to fill out the survey, I also want to just give you a quick heads up on what's next. What's next after Pray for France? Well, I wanted to share 2 or 3 things with you. But first is, if you speak French, I would love for you to go to France Prière, the Facebook page, and even some of the website. Just Google it and sign up for their stuff. They just do an amazing job throughout the year, and they are just called for intercessory, worshipful adoration and prayer. So please do that. I would encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel as well, just by clicking that subscribe button. We have playlists. We are trying to keep everybody informed from this side, English-speaking side, on things. And then also, if you do speak French, the Objectif France. Objectif France is also a prayer ministry that is certainly worthy of your attention. And then, so what else is next? Well, we're going to be sending you 2 emails a month on a usually regular basis that highlight a ministry partner. That is stories from the field. How's God moving through the French ministries? How are the French sharing the gospel in the country? We're going to be sharing one of those a month usually. I wanted to take the rest of this time to very quickly give you some updates on the separatist law, which many of you know is making its way through the legislative process to become law and become enforceable law in France. And we will be sending on a regular basis updates on that. We are going to be updating our website, impactfrance.org/separatist law, on a regular basis, at least weekly, as we hear what's going on. We are in very good connection with the CNEF and their updates, and we are trying to take those, translate them for our English-speaking audience, so we can all follow along what's happening there. But one thing is for sure, and that is there are several things for sure, but one is this law is going to happen. This law is going to happen. They're not going to throw out the law. It is going to go forward. 2 is that many of the constraints that are going to affect evangelical churches and 1905 organizations are going to remain intact. And we don't know the form. We don't know exactly some of the details, but every day that goes by, every legislative action that is taken moves us closer to that time where we see, the law is pretty much taken shape, guys. And I'm not, I had I have many different perspectives on this, and I know I want to be respectful to every single person out there, whether it is oh my gosh, the world's going to end, or hey, don't worry. There's going to be time for me to share some of my thoughts on that, but I wanted to set the stage for us. I wanted to set the stage for us as we leave the Pray for France campaign and we launch out into the rest of the year. I really wanted to set the stage for us by using Matthew 25:25. And I'm going to read it now. The kingdom of heaven will be like 10 virgins who took their lamps and went to meet the bridegroom. 5 of them were foolish and 5 were wise. For when the foolish took their lamps, they took no oil with them. But the wise took flasks of oil with their lamps. As the bridegroom was delayed, they all became drowsy and slept. But at midnight there was a cry, "Here is the bridegroom, come out to meet him." And then all those virgins rose and trimmed their lamps. And the foolish said to the wise, "Give us some of your oil, for our lamps are going out." But the wise answered, saying, "Since there will not be enough for us and for you, go rather to the dealers and buy for yourselves." And while they were going to buy, the bridegroom came, and those who were ready went with him into the marriage feast, and the door was shut. Afterward, the other virgins came also, saying, "Lord, Lord, open unto us." But he answered and said, "Truly I say to you, I do not know you. Watch therefore, for you know neither the day nor the hour." So many things in there, but I wanted to just take a couple quick things. The big deal here is that the foolish virgins listen closely. It's not that they didn't have any oil; it's they didn't have enough, because it said all those virgins rose and trimmed their lamps, and the foolish said, "Give us some of your oil, for our lamps are going out." They were already lit; but they were going out, and so they said, "Hey, go get your own oil." But here's the thing: the foolish virgins, they knew where the oil was. They had money enough to buy the oil, because they came later and they had their lamps trimmed. They had gone to the dealer to buy the oil, and there was oil there to buy. So they knew where the oil was, they knew how to get it, and they had the money enough to get it. So what happened? They just didn't do it. Their inaction is the big lesson here, that they knew the bridegroom was coming. They just didn't know when. They knew it was coming, and they didn't prepare themselves. This is what is happening right now in France, except God's grace has given us a very clear window or look into what the future is going to be like in France. When this law is made final and the statutes begin to be written for it, we are going to know exactly what the evangelical landscape, the faith landscape in France is going to look like. And we are going to have about 10 to 12 months to start to act and trim our lamps, go get that oil, and basically bless France while it is still day and we're able to work. The night is not going to fall like a black, tarp on France, but it's going to get darker. It's going to get harder. It's going to be more difficult to plant churches, to navigate administration. There's going to be more surveillance and control. Who knows what it's going to be, but there's going to be more of that that doesn't exist right now. There's more freedom now than what there will be. That's for sure. And so I want to exhort us as we go along, and I will continue to give you updates on this. Please be asking God, if I have a window, only a window of 10 to 12 months to bless France, God, what do you want me to do? Because after that time, the doors are going to start to shut. The doors will still be open in other areas. Look, there's some things that aren't even going to change at all. And there's some things that are only going to change a little. But there's a lot of things there are many things that are going to change significantly. So we have that insight. We have that visibility right now. What are we going to do with it? So anyway, thank you again so much for being a part of Impact France, of the Pray for France movement. And I look forward to continuing to share insights and news with you.